Man, okay, I think I'm in here. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. Hey. I'm kind of talking low because I don't want to wake up my little one. So hopefully the audio is okay. I'm on a different device than I'm usually on, so I'm hoping everything's okay. I need to fold up some clothes, and I also need to start prepping my nails. 'Cause I don't want to wait until the last minute to get everything done for this weekend. So I'm gonna start prepping my nails um after I fold up these clothes and hang up some clothes I need to dry. I just kind of wanted to give y'all a little update about just my roster, and I'm pretty happy with it right now. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with my roster. So I just wanted to kind of come on and give you some updates about what's been going on. First of all, before I get into that, or should I maybe I don't know if I should do a standalone video about the whole dating app thing with that guy that stood me up, or if I should just do it here. Maybe I'll just do a separate video about that for those who might be wondering. You know what? I'll talk about that in a separate video. I'm just going to talk about my roster right now. Okay, so I have a guy, one of the guys I'm talking to. He's a business owner, and he wants to take me out for New Year's. And I was hesitant to accept the invitation because, for a variety of reasons. First of all, I was kind of holding out, um, hoping that my other guy would have asked me out by now. So I was kind of stalling, to see if this other guy was going to ask me out. Um, but he didn't. And so you know, I just decided I was just going to move on and accept the invitation from this other guy. The other thing that was causing me to kind of stall on accepting his invitation was because I need childcare. And so I mentioned it and he didn't say anything about it. And I was wondering if he was going to offer to take care of it. And then we started kind of making plans and kind of figuring out what party we're going to, where we're going to have dinner, and all that jazz. And I mentioned, well, I just don't know about, I'm going to have to get a sitter and I just don't know. And he was like, well, I'll take care of it, you know. And I was like, oh, okay, and I felt totally different. I felt totally different about him at that point in time. Um, I just did because to me, it means a lot when a guy sees a need and he just offers and I don't have to ask. That means a lot to me. So, it really changed how I saw him. So, he's winning pretty much because he's going to take care of that. So, I don't have to worry about that. And he's taking care of everything. Where I wanted to go was kind of like almost sold out, but he was able to get us tickets and all of that to this party. And I used Amex concierge services to get dinner reservations because I am the queen of procrastination. Y'all know that I'm the queen of inconsistency. You could tell on this channel. I am the queen of inconsistency. And if you can throw disorganized and procrastinator in the mix as well. Okay. So, because I've been procrastinating and not deciding on what I'm going to do for New Year's until this very moment, until literally like today, um, all the dinner reservations, literally all the dinner reservations at every single steakhouse, every single nice restaurant, every single place that I'd ever want to go or have been or would like to go, everybody's booked. Everybody is booked up, booked up, booked up. So I called Amex concierge because my back is against the wall and I'm like, hey, listen, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go out for dinner on New Year's Eve, a party of two. and I can't find a reservation, and I would like to go to a steakhouse. I would like to go somewhere really nice, and then they were like, "Well, what neighborhood do you want to be in?" And I gave them the neighborhoods and gave them the areas of town, and some magical way they found me a dinner reservation. Well, they found us a dinner reservation. So that was really, really great. So I found the dinner reservation because he actually made reservations at this place, but it's a steakhouse, but it looked very casual. Like, you know what I mean? I went on the website and it just looked very casual. And I just don't think like my outfit, I know my outfit is not going to match that restaurant. And I just feel like I would look out of place. So I didn't want to go there. So I found something else. And and that's what I told him. So we're good on that. Okay, y'all. So today, let me tell you why he's winning. Let me tell you. So today, he wanted to go out and get like a suit for this weekend. So he was out shopping, and I know where he was shopping, and I know that they have a Sephora. And I was like, oh my gosh, is there a Sephora next door? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's a few things that I need there. And you know what he said, y'all? Do you know what he said? Do you know what this man told me? This man said, "Send me your list." Oh my gosh, he said, "Send me your list." Oh my gosh, I mean, music to my ears. What? Music to my ears. So, I sent him the list of things that I wanted from Sephora. I had to go back into my account and, like, see, uh 'cause where was I? I was out and about. Yeah. I was out and about when he was out shopping, and I don't remember all my colors per se. So I had to go back into I went into my account to like get the exact color numbers of like concealer and foundation and stuff like that that I use. And then there's the moisturizer that I use. They don't sell it at Sephora anymore, not at the store. They only sell it online. So I was like, dang, I really do need some moisturizer, but I don't know which moisturizer to tell him to get. So I forgot about that, but I got everything else on my list, like concealer, foundation, setting spray. What else did I get? I love that Green Clean. I don't know if y'all have ever tried that. Pharmacy Green Clean is it's the truth. I love to take my makeup off with the Green Clean. I use the Green Clean before I use the cleanser. Now, um, if you do that Fenty cleanser, if you like it, that'll take your makeup off and cleanse your face at the same time. And I really, really did like that cleanser, but I'm allergic to it. So unfortunately, I broke out with the Fenty cleanser. I can use other products, but just I can't use her I can't use those products. The cleanser, I can't use the toner. Um yeah, I break out. So anyway, um, and I think the moisturizer too. I can use the sunscreen, but not the regular moisturizer. All right, where was I? So anyway, he literally got everything on my list and he's like, "Well, I can bring it to you today." And I'm like, "Well, you can bring it to me tomorrow. You don't have to come all cuz he lives kind of far from me." And he's like, "No, I can bring it to you tonight." I'm like, "Okay." So he literally got everything on my list and he brought it to me today and he was like, "Here's the receipt. If anything is not going to work out or whatever, you can exchange or whatever." He gave me the receipt, gave me my little Sephora bag. And I'm literally like a kid in a candy store. Like, I love all that. Literally, like, I go crazy for that kind of stuff. So I was really happy. Like, that's one less thing I have to do. Now, in the Fenty, I don't wear I mean, I don't know. Actually, I'm thinking I might try this because for the foundation, I normally wear NARS, but I feel like because of the winter, my skin is looking kind of ashy. I mean, not ashy in a sense of like physically ashy, but my color, my tone is skewing towards a very, like, I don't know how to say it, but, like, it's not warm. It's a cool tone. Yeah, it's like a cool tone. And my NARS is a very warm tone. Like maybe if it were the summertime and I was a little bit darker than what I am right now. But I'm kind of like low key pale, especially my body is low key pale right now. My face has a little bit of color, but my body is definitely pale. So I'm really thinking like I'm wondering if I'm just gonna start using this Fenty liquid foundation because I wanted him to give me the powder foundation, but I put the liquid foundation on and it's really kind of giving me some life. It's giving, it really is giving. And so I put the Fenty on one side and I put the NARS on one side. And it's like, okay, which one looks more like my skin? And right now in this moment, the Fenty is really giving me skin. You know what I mean? So I think what I might do is keep this liquid soft matte foundation and just have him get me the powder in addition to. Because he said he would go back. He said he would go back today. Now, one thing I'm like, why did you get me the mini? He got me like the mini primer. This primer is just enough to make you mad. It's just enough to make you mad. Like really, really, Rihanna, how much is this? I think it's like 0.5 ounces. Literally 0.5 ounces. Like this is just enough to make you angry. Um, I mean, it's great for traveling, you know. I guess, it's good for traveling, but just like everyday use, no. I'll be done with this like in no time. Um anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is just get additional things because I also need to pick out a moisturizer too. I need to pick out a moisturizer that can be purchased like in the store. I'm so glad I got my freaking Hydrovisor. Do y'all know I've been like really needing Hydrovisor? Y'all, I think I'm very spoiled. I have not spent my own money in Sephora in I don't know how long. And I think I have a mental block of some sort. Like even if I can do it, I just have a mental block because somebody always takes me to Sephora. Like that's just my pattern, like that's just what I'm used to. So I have some type of mental block to where I cannot spend my own money. Literally. Like I don't it may have been last year's last time I spent my own money at Sephora, but I just always have somebody to take me. So I'm so happy that he was able to continue my tradition of me not spending my money at Sephora, but yet still getting what I want. So that's great. All right, so let's move on to the next guy. Um, with him, okay, so with this guy, we're going to be going out this weekend. We already have all our reservations and I have 2 outfits. I have, like, a jumpsuit and I have a dress, and I need to decide which one I'm gonna wear. Now, randomly, these are 2 new outfits, that I just was hanging on to for I don't know why, but, I mean, it's perfect. Like, I have 2 outfits that I could just wear on New Year's. I don't have to worry about going out and shopping because Lord knows I just don't feel like doing it. I just don't. I think I'm gonna try to, like, maybe get some lashes and get a new wig, but that that's it. I don't wanna, like, shop for clothes. I'm over it right now. So I'm going to put my energy in trying to find a wig. If I don't find a wig, it's all good. The wig I have is fine. It'll be fine, but I kinda want just, like, something, like, pre-curled. It's kinda like the feeling that I would like to go for New Year's night. I want, like, a pre-curled wig, just with a little bounce, something kinda flirty, something cute. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'm gonna go try to find a wig. Okay, so today I had a very good date with a different guy. I kind of forgot about him because we really didn't have solid plans. He wanted to take me out and I mentioned something about lunch today. But we he was like, "Okay, great, see you there." I'd given him a place, but honestly, it just felt like it was still didn't feel solidified. My new rule is I will not meet a guy unless I talk to him on the phone, unless I have a conversation with him. I had not talked to this man. So he messaged me yesterday twice, and I was busy and I missed it. He was like, "Hey, um what about lunch tomorrow?" Um and then he put a question mark again, like at a later time. And I text him early this morning. I was like, "Hey, you know, I would like to talk to you by voice so that we can discuss, a possible lunch." So I spoke with him, and I decided that I felt comfortable moving forward with lunch. Now, I was going to go out with this Indian guy. He texted me last night, saying something about his divorce is not fine. I don't know, girl, just some random BS. And he's like, I can't go to lunch. So it's like, really, like, the stars really aligned that the Indian guy canceled on me. And then this other guy came through, with wanting to go to lunch. Now, the place I picked is pretty high end. Um, and he was totally down for it. He was like, "This is one of my favorite restaurants, and I haven't been here in forever. And thank you so much for suggesting this place." And I was like, "Okay, come through then." And that's what I tell you ladies on the channel too. Like, I tell you that you're not asking for too much. You're just probably asking the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? So for somebody, that restaurant is going to be way out of their league. It's going to be too expensive. It's going to be, inaccessible. It's literally valet only. It's a valet only restaurant. There's going to be a lot of guys that's just not anywhere that they'd ever go, and they would feel like offended if that's the first date, because maybe they just don't have it like that. But for this guy, this is his favorite place to go, and he loves it, and he was so happy that I suggested it. So I say that to say, make sure you ask in the right person, or make sure that you're interfacing with the right person for what it is that you're trying to achieve, so that you're not trying to squeeze blood from a turnip, you know what I mean? Because if he ain't got it, he just ain't got it. Okay, so we had a really great lunch. Now, during our lunch and also during our phone conversation, I was able to discover he lives in my neighborhood. Um, he's very well. I mean, I have to verify the assets, but by what he's saying, it sounded like he's very wealthy. It sounded like he's very wealthy. If he lives where I think he lives, where he says he lives, I will be able to verify everything that he said. But he's like third generation money based off of what he's telling me. Based off of where his family owns land and where he went to school, he's third generation money. So that's really great. That's really great. What it reminded me of when, I was dealing with that attorney that stood me up, I said, it doesn't have to be this guy, it doesn't have to be him. Like, there's, it can be any guy can step into this space. Like, it doesn't have to be this guy. But what that showed me was that I can attract a man of that wealth level in the age bracket that I want, that will be in a position to like do the things that I want to do. And so that's really what dealing with him showed me. And I felt like the guy that I had lunch with today was just an affirmation of that, a confirmation of that as well. I attracted another guy in the similar income bracket, owning a house in a similar area, you know, uh, also coming from a family with money. I can do it. Obviously, I can do it. I've done it before, and I did it again, and I'll do it again. I'll do it as needed until I secure the bag permanently. You know what I mean? So I was very pleased with it. He texted me not long ago saying that he had a wonderful time at lunch and he wants to know when he can see me again. So, I think that I'm gonna have a really great, Valentine's Day. I think Valentine's Day will far surpass, um, Christmas for sure. and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to go out with him again and continue talking with him and seeing what's up. The other guy who I'm going to be going to New Year's with, I feel like I love our conversation, like the pace of it. He doesn't like hound me down. Like there's this one guy that, oh my gosh, he like hounds me down. And if I don't respond to him right away, he starts complaining and whining and crying and why don't you it's just a headache, and it's just like, dude, get a life, if you and he's a guy that complains about money, you know he's giving me money, but he complains about it. It's like, if you would spend the time that you're spending hounding me down and calling me and asking me what I ate for breakfast, what time I got up, what time am I going to the gym, what all did I do at the gym, who did I see at the gym, when am I going to work, what am I do, if you would spend that same time making money, you wouldn't be complaining about not having any. You need to fill up your space with, stop harassing me and hounding me down and spend that time trying to make some money. Anyway, the guy who I'm going out with on New Year's, I love our communication level. It's like, he'll maybe text me like once a day, which is like perfect for me. It's really perfect. Or I feel like if he's called me a couple times, or if we've been going back and forth on this whole, New Year situation and stuff like that, I'll call him. I will initiate a call, and I'll call him or I'll text him and be like, "Hey, are you available to give me a call?" And he might be like, "Oh, I'm in the middle of this thing, or I've got a da 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 da," and and he'll get to me. And I just love it. It's a good flow. It works for me. So, I'm interested in seeing, what blossoms there as well. Now, there's another guy I went out with yesterday. We had a date. We had brunch, and then we were supposed to do this like art thing. Um, we were supposed to do an art thing, but we went there and there were a lot of children there. So, um, he has two kids, so he was kind of like not wanting to be around a bunch of kids. So we decided to go somewhere else after brunch. Instead of He had bought tickets to this art thing, but we didn't go. We went to a different art thing that there were some kids there, but it was more adults than kids. So it ended up being really nice. And just a little update on the other art thing I did. It was so much fun. Like the guy who I'm going out with for New Year's, he's the one who he took me to brunch. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He took me to brunch. Gosh, when did we freaking go? It was last week. It was last Friday, I think it was. I think it was last week. So he took me to brunch, and then he took me to this art exhibit. Like, it was like an curated art show. Kind of like, how would I call it? Like a moving art show. So he took me to that, and we had a really good time. And we've been in touch, and we're planning the New Year's thing and all of that. So a different guy, you know, invited me to brunch, and he also picked that art thing. That was his idea. He's the one who bought the tickets and suggested it to me. And I enjoyed it. I don't know how I don't know if there's much possibility to go many places because he's very fresh out of a long marriage, and I get the impression that he's not really over it, you know what I mean? Like, he's not at peace with things just yet. And so I don't know if anything's going to become of that situation. I don't know, but he's definitely very well off. He he's an executive at a startup, and they're trying to build it up to where they can sell it to somebody. And if they sell it, he'll be able to ride off in the sunset with a lot of money. So I know the neighborhood that he lives in. It's very affluent, and he has a house there, and and all of that jazz. So we'll see. I mean, I would say they're yellow flags, but no real red flags. So I'm still willing to entertain the situation. Let me see. Do I have any other life updates? No, I mean, I have a few others, but I'm probably going to do standalone videos for them as opposed to putting them here. I think this is more like a roster update than anything. This is more like a roster update. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm happy with my roster. I'm happy with the people who are in the pipeline who like I might eventually get to see. I'm happy with them and I'm happy with the guys that I've already been on dates with. I'm happy with the results of the dates and I'm glad that I have implemented this phone call situation and I've been more strict about that. I'm glad that I've done that because it's worked out for me. It's definitely worked out. Y'all have been quiet in the comments, so I'm guessing you don't have anything to share or any questions about anything. I'm, I'm literally just folding up clothes and I figured like I could talk to y'all while I do that. Y'all, I definitely have to multitask. It's just not enough time in the day. It's literally not enough time in the day. So I want to come live, but I have to kind of pair it with something else. I have to pair it with something else. Yeah, I'm gonna do a standalone. I'm gonna do a couple standalone videos about other things that like are specific topics. Um, and then we also need to do the dating guidelines video. I think I'll aim for like maybe the first or second week of January for that video. And maybe I'll try to schedule it that way um, people can have an opportunity to know, when it's happening ahead of time. Because normally I just jump on here and start talking to y'all. Um, but there are several ladies who said that they would appreciate that video and that discussion, and so we can definitely have it. And I want to give whoever would like to attend, an opportunity to know ahead of time when I'll go live on that topic. And I'll put together some thoughts as well. I'll put together some thoughts and kind of have some notes so that we can talk about that in depth. But yep, I have finished folding up my daughter's clothes, my clothes. Um, what do y'all have going on for New Year's? Are you excited? Are you going out? What is the tea? Give me the tea, y'all. Give me the tea. I was kind of feeling bummed. Before I was feeling bummed because the guy who I wanted to ask me out didn't ask me out and he's acting, weird and strange and, being stupid like men do every now and then. So I was kind of, a little bummed just because last year, oh my God, it was like a fairy tale, it's just so much fun and just, all the things and it's just amazing and you know, now it's a different story. And so I was kind of bummed out about that, but I'm like, I got too many men in my life to be bummed out about any one. I don't even have the capacity to be bummed out because I got other men calling my phone and seeing where I'm at and seeing what I'm doing and wanting to take me out and all of that. So I I can't necessarily say I feel the same way about them that I feel about the other guy, but I would never let those like feelings stop me from moving on and moving forward with my life. You know what I mean? And I guess that's really the whole point. I mean, that's what I've been talking about on this channel forever. Um, dating without devastation, like, yeah, liked him. I'm sad, I'm sad that it didn't work out, but it's not so devastating to me that I am, crying and eating chocolate and eating ice cream and at home and complaining on the phone to my friends and coming on here and crying to y'all. Like, it's, it sucks, but I mean, I got a bunch of other stuff going on. I don't even have time to mope about it because I'm too busy planning dates with other men. So, to each, it's like, well, good luck in your life, good riddance or whatever, I'm not I'm not, crying about it. And the crazy thing about it is like every time he comes back, I make him pay y'all. It's not like he's coming back into my life for free. Every single time he comes back in my life, you better know my Cash App is blinging. I'm going shopping. I make him pay. I really do. I make him pay every single time. And it's like this the crazy thing about it is like you are so stupid. Don't you realize that your life would be easier and it would be cheaper for you if you just maintain instead of you acting stupid every, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, and then you try to come back and you have to pay more and more and more to get back into my life. Like, but whatever. It's like you like it, I love it, bro. Whatever. I know the next time you come back, it's going to be even more expensive. You got to pay me for my pain. I'm not going to be disrupted and irritated for free. It's just not happening. You're going to pay me for my pain. You're going to pay me for my discomfort and for your shenanigans. You're going to pay. And he does. Every time he comes back, he pays. He pays, he pays, he pays. He pays. I'm folding up sheets now. What's an investment or gift you're aiming for 2023? I think a Chanel bag, sis, honestly. I think I want a Chanel bag or a Cartier bracelet. Sis, I was literally thinking about that today when I was driving around. I was thinking about what I want for Valentine's Day from different guys, and at least two of them would definitely be able to easily get me a Chanel bag. So that's what I'm thinking about. I'll give y'all an update on the car, but maybe paying like on the principal of the car. In fact, I want to call my bank and ask them if they will let me like pay principal only. I love paying on the principal. I love paying on the principal. I like to try to get that knocked down as fast as possible. So, I want to call them and ask them like, "Hey, after I make my regular payment, can I make a principal only payment?" Because in that case, I might have them pay on that so that I can get that debt knocked down as quickly as possible. But I think I'm ready for a Chanel bag. I think I'm ready. I think I want one, and I think I want a Cartier bracelet. So that's what I'm thinking for 2023 in the immediate like first quarter. Um, Going on after that, I hadn't really put too much thought into that. I guess my focus is just paying off my car because I think like now I'm obsessed with luxury cars. Like y'all, I'm all the way on the deep end. So I think I think I want to trade that in like within the next year or two for like a newer model car. I'm literally off the deep end in the luxury cars now. I can't go back. I can't go back to an American car. I'm tainted and I just become more and more spoiled as the days go by. So, yeah, the car, other debt, paying down other debt, getting stable. I mean, you know what I'm really focused on for 2023? I'm focused on consistent money. Like I don't want I don't want this ad hoc money. I do want the ad hoc money. Let me rephrase. I do want the ad hoc money. I also want consistent money. I want pay the car pay the car note every month, pay the insurance every month, pay my rent every month, pay my phone every month. And everybody can contribute. Like one of my friends who I literally haven't seen since the summer, he sent me some money, for Christmas to whatever, buy my daughter, whatever, buy myself, whatever, and that's fine. But it's like, I would rather him pay something like even my life insurance, pay the life insurance policy every month, pay the dental insurance every month, I think it's like 50 bucks or something, whatever it is. Pay that every month. Like, I really want to be on direct deposit. That is like what I'm kind of obsessed with right now. Like, that's what's on the front of my mind is finagling a way to be on direct deposit whereby there's a commitment to a specific expense every single month. Where the guy will be, every month. Like, I'm tired of like, oh, now I need this, or oh, now I need that, or, oh, this thing came up, or oh, I want to go shopping. I'm tired of this nickel and diming asking. Like, I just want a lump sum of money at the beginning of the month for me to do whatever I want with. And for those who can't contribute at that level, well, then just claim one of these bills, claim one of these bills and pay it every month. Everybody can get in where they fit in. Like, I got a bill at every level. I got Disney Plus, okay, that's a few bucks. I got phone bill, I got life insurance, I got dental insurance, health insurance, like where I got AAA that I pay for every month. Listen, I have a bill for every level, no matter what he like. You can work at McDonald's and pay one of my bills. The AAA bill is like $10 a month. Well, pay that. You know what I'm saying? Pay up for the whole year. There you go. Boom. Now I got AAA all year. That's what I'm obsessed with. Like, that's what I really want to get that secured for next year, so that I'm not on this cycle of like, now I need this, now I need that, now I need this, now I need that. Now there's probably, still stuff is still going to come up, you know. I think I'm going to need to get my car serviced um at this particular mileage. I want to take it to the dealership so that they can run the VIN and see exactly what was done on the car and see if I need to like do the mileage. Like, there's different service checklists at each mileage. And so I'm just at that point where it's, time to kind of go through the whole list. So I'll find that out. But of course I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay. I don't like paying for anything related to the car as far as maintenance is concerned. So you know, now with these German cars, you don't need as many oil changes. Like, I think it's like 10,000 miles or something on the oil change. So that isn't going to be a big deal, but just all the other maintenance, the day-to-day, like the certain mileage points maintenance that needs to be done, somebody can take care of that. Hey girl, is it possible to join your Discord? Yep, you sure can. Send me a message on Instagram and I will send you a link to invite you to the Discord. Are you still meeting guys on apps or more freestyling, which has been more lucrative? I mostly meet guys on the apps. So I try to disclose that too, I try to disclose that um when I'm talking to you ladies, because, if you are in the mood to freestyle, or if that's primarily what you want to do, I talk a little bit about it, but I really primarily focus on dating apps because I don't have time to freestyle. The limited time that I have, I'm on a date. You know what I mean? I'm literally going on a date during the time that I have allocated for dating. So I don't have a lot of time to like go freestyle. Now, randomly, when that guy stood me up last month, I went out freestyling because I allocated that time for a date. But since the date did not happen, I went freestyling. And it was very lucrative for me. It was very lucrative for me that weekend, just randomly, because I met this Mexican guy who was just in town, on vacation basically. Like, can you imagine like you're Mexican, but you have enough money to like vacation in the US? Like that's how much money this guy had. So he was on vacation here. And so, I just lucked up on a great situation. Bada bing, bada boom. So I can freestyle. I just don't do it very much. I don't do it very much. So the guys that I've met have been on dating apps. Now, one thing I'll say is like, watch out for these guys who they have like blue collar businesses. You know what I mean? Like they look blue collar, but they're really not. Like like somebody who has like a HVAC company. Like, do they know how to do HVAC? Yeah, they do. Did they start off doing HVAC? Yeah, probably, but they have a team of like 50 HVAC guys. But if you look at them, they look kind of scruffy and, they look, like not necessarily this super, super polished, posh type of presentation. But those guys have a lot of money, seriously. And a lot of times they're very generous. The guy that I'm dating now who dropped off the Sephora stuff, he has a blue collar job. They fix appliances, but he has a team and he has very lucrative contracts. He also has real estate. Um, he also has real estate. So he has money and he's very generous. He's texting me right now. Let me see what he told me he's going to text me when he got home. Mm, okay. Yeah. He just texted me that he got home. So, he's very generous. So I would just say look out for those guys who look like they're blue collar, but they're really not. They really got money. They just are in like a blue collar industry, but they got money. Cause I told y'all, like, what was that last year? I went out with that farmer. I went out with this farmer. This guy had so much freaking land. He had so much land. It was just out of this world. If you look at him, he just looks like a regular schmegular guy with like the jeans and the boots, the typical farmer look. But this man had money. When he came out here literally just to visit me, he came out here just to visit me and he stayed at a super, super nice hotel and we went out every day. And then he treated me to a spa day as well. And it was just amazing. It was a great weekend. If you're interested in hearing about that, I don't remember what I titled that video, but I do know that I chronicled it on this channel, the situation with the farmer guy. So I think that that's probably the biggest, piece of advice I would give is just keep your eyes open for, those industries or, the aesthetic where it doesn't look like, oh, he doesn't look like an executive or a CEO or da 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 da, or he's in a truck. Like, okay, if a guy's in a truck, make sure it's a nice truck. Like if you're looking on a dating app, like if he's in a truck, just make sure the truck is nice. But some of these guys do drive trucks, and they may have a sports car or whatever. A lot of times they have extra cars, but the truck might be their primary car. I'm trying to quantify, or I'm trying to put into words how I sniff out the money, but it's hard for me to explain how I do it. but I want to try to give you the tea so that you can do it. But it's almost like a sixth sense that I have now that I can sniff out money. I can sniff it out. Even if it looked like he ain't got no money, I can smell the money and I know how to get it. Um okay. You said which has been. Oh, so then the other part of your question is which has been more lucrative? Hmm, Just for sheer numbers, I'm gonna say dating apps. Yeah, I'm gonna say dating apps. Yeah, just maybe just because I just don't freestyle enough for it to be lucrative. Yeah, so I don't think I think freestyling. I think freestyling or meeting guys in person could be lucrative if I did it more, but I just don't. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. So there's this Google executive that was here visiting for Christmas. Um, I'm very interested in him because I like Google. I think it's a great company and I like the stability of it all. It's so interesting because a couple of years ago I was dating this Facebook guy. He was an engineer that Facebook had literally paid for his masters and paid for him to like come to the US and stuff like that. Paid his visa and he's like, a coveted engineer and it's just so interesting like Facebook is like stock has plummeted. I mean, they're performing very poorly. I think they're the poorest performing company in the S&P 500 and they laid off all these workers and it's just interesting that he's gone with the wind, but I'm more interested in Google, or I'm interested in companies that are a little bit more stable. You know what I mean? So the Google exec, I'm definitely interested in him. He said he would come back out here just to visit me. He has some family here, but he's in Silicon Valley. Um, but he's like, I can come out there just to visit you, or maybe fly me out there, or whatever. I'm interested in that. I'm very interested in that. I want to learn more. I want to know more. I want to kind of see where I'm interested. He has definitely piqued my interest. But I would definitely feel more comfortable dating a guy, that works for Google over Facebook or these companies that are more unstable. I just don't see Google stopping anytime soon. I mean, Google is just so ubiquitous and they have hardware and software and services and I just feel like they're very much so ingrained in day-to-day, livelihood. Even Amazon is laying off a bunch of people, you know. So, keep that in mind as well. Um, oh, let me back up though. I forgot to tell y'all. The guy that I went out with today, I told y'all that he's like third generation money. Well, he just got part of his inheritance because his dad recently passed away. So, he's already gotten part of his inheritance. Now, why do guys sit up there and tell me their life story? I don't know. I think guys like they just low key brag, they brag about what they have. They want to impress you. They know pretty much why you're there and they'll just sit up there and tell you everything if you just sit up there and listen to them. So, yeah, he told me that he got part of his inheritance and he also sold a company and made a good profit on that. So I'm like, yep, Chanel bag. Okay. Chanel bag. That's what I think I want for Valentine's Day. Definitely. I don't, who knows? Like maybe between now and then, maybe I will have changed my mind, but that's what I have on my mind in this moment right now. Anybody else have any questions or comments before I pop off? Let me know. I'm about to go grab actually, I'm gonna go grab, my nail polish remover so I can just kinda start the nail process. And hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I got my cotton balls and I got my, nail polish remover. I just kinda wanna get this I kinda wanna just get a jump start on everything that I need to do. Now, the guy who took me out yesterday, he has a pool and and a hot tub. And so I told him, today, we were texting and he was like, "Oh, I'm about to get in my hot tub." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds fun." He's like, "Yeah, you should come by here sometime." And I was like, "Oh, I need a bikini." And he was like, "You don't have a swimsuit?" I mean, of course I do, but I was like, "No, I don't have one." And he said something along the lines of like, "Okay, well, once you get your swimsuit, come over here." And like I didn't respond. I didn't respond back to him. So like maybe 5 minutes later, he was like, "Oh, you know what? We'll go and get you a swimsuit. We'll go and get you a swimsuit, and then you can come over." I do want to do a video called "Things That You Should Never Pay For as a Woman." I want to do a video on that. But one of those things is a swimsuit. You should never pay for a swimsuit as a woman. Never. Don't do it. There's always going to be some man somewhere that will take you swimsuit shopping. I mean, duh. Don't pay for a swimsuit ever. Just don't. Just don't do it. So I think I don't want to go to his house right now because we've only had one date and I just don't want him becoming so familiar with me, like, or feeling really familiar with me like that right in this moment. I want him to kinda put in some more effort to earn me to get to his house. But, in doing so, I will definitely go to a really nice high-end swimsuit place and pick out a really cute swimsuit. Yeah, I think I discovered that, like, 2 years ago maybe, that it's just silly to pay for a swimsuit. Just don't do it. I think I could also put sunglasses on that, on that list too. See, the thing about the swimsuit is that's like the first thing to lure him in, but you throw stuff in there like, "Oh, I need sunglasses," or, "Oh, I need sandals," or, "I need a cover up too." Like, by the time you are getting the swimsuit, there's just all these other things that you also need that make sense, goes as a package deal. Like, of course you need sandals, of course you need a cover up, of course you need some sunglasses or a hat, so what begins as a simple excursion to get a swimsuit ends up in a little mini shopping situation. You know what I mean? And depending on how things are going, you never know what else you could throw in there. You can just kind of cross that bridge when you get to it. Um, yeah, you can cross that bridge when you get to it. So, y'all, I went to get my nails done and they messed my nails up so badly. I need to leave them a bad review. I really, really do. So my nails are messed up. I'll never go to that place again. She says, "I'm behind on the video, but wanted to say hi." Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey, 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 hey. It's so good to see you. You can definitely catch the replay, but basically what I've been doing is just updating everybody on my roster, updating everybody on like what I've got going on as far as dating is concerned. And I also talked about my New Year's Eve plans. I'm excited about them. I'm really excited about them. They're gonna be really lovely. I think, like, my other guy, he spoiled me, like, now I can't like, I can only do New Year's like this. Like, I have to go to this kind of party, I have to have this kind of dinner, I have to be in this kind of hotel. Like, I'm I can't go back, I can't regress. I can only have more. I can only have more, and it has to be similar to the experience that I have already had, which was, like, beautiful, wonderful, glorious experience. So, I'm definitely spoiled in that way, definitely. So, um yeah, I'm excited that we'll be able to what is installing on my computer? Um, I hope it doesn't shut my computer off. I don't even know what this is. Okay, another question. Do you feel awkward when out shopping with a guy, or do people stare? Hmm. Sometimes people do stare. Especially, I think if I'm with an older guy, I think people can stare a little bit, but not so much. I don't feel awkward. Well, I mean, sometimes I do feel awkward, but I feel that I'm starting to get more comfortable with it. And it also depends on like the level of guy. So like the guy who I've been dealing with for a long time, I feel completely comfortable shopping with him. I'll throw anything in the basket, I'll throw anything at the register, I'll run it up. I know him, I know about how much money he has. We have a good rapport. So I feel very, very comfortable shopping with him. Now, somebody who I don't know so well, that's where I'm kinda trying to, you know I might start with this one thing and then, "Oh, I see this other thing," and, like, kinda read them how it's going, and then I might throw something else in there, and, I'm kinda just trying to maneuver and kinda see what all I can get. Um, but no, I don't feel so awkward. I don't feel so awkward. I remember maybe, like, 2 years ago, I went shopping with this guy, and I think it was awkward because he was awkward. You know, he wasn't the kind of guy who would be like, "Oh, you look so beautiful," or, "Oh, I like that." "Oh, that looks really great on you." Like, he wasn't really giving me any feedback. And it was just kind of like he was just very he was socially awkward. So since he was socially awkward, it was weird being with him because I just kind of didn't know what was on his mind. Did he like this? Did he not like this? So that was awkward. And I remember I don't know if I did a video on this, but he wanted to go to Saks, or I think he wanted to go to Saks or Neiman Marcus. I think he wanted to go to Neiman Marcus. And I thought that was really odd, but I was like, okay, you want to go to Neiman's? Let's go to Neiman's. And so I think hold on one second. I think I picked up like some Manolo Blahniks or something. Like I picked up some expensive shoe, and he was like, "Oh my God, that's so expensive." He was just complaining about everything. And I just thought it was very odd that he was the one who wanted to go to Neiman Marcus. It's like, dude, have you never been to Neiman Marcus in your life? Don't you know that the things in here are very expensive and high end? Like what did you think you were going to find? So, listen, this is the thing that I have learned when it comes to shopping with a man. Don't leave empty-handed. Don't worry about finding the perfect thing. Like, "Oh, I'm looking for this one thing, and if I don't find this one thing or this particular thing, then I'm just gonna go and we'll go back next week," or maybe next time. No, there may not be a next time. Guys are very impulsive and they think with their other head. And so when they're in the mood to spend, spend the money. Don't think about it, spend the money quickly. Um, just grab anything. If you don't find what you want or you're not seeing exactly what you want, just grab whatever. You could always take it back and exchange it for what you want or sell it or whatever. But if he's willing to spend, spend the money, okay? I've learned that the hard way. Okay? I've left some situations definitely not capitalizing the way I should have, but I've gotten rid of that bad habit. I don't do that anymore. I make sure that I spend, I make sure that I grab as many things as I can, and I can just take it back and deal with the aftermath later. In fact, that's what I did with my last guy, my like yo-yo dude, when we went out, we went out, he took me shopping and some of the stuff I found that I really liked and some stuff I kind of wasn't quite finding what I wanted. So I just grabbed some stuff, to just make sure just make sure. I just grabbed some stuff and I even ended up grabbing some heels like at the last minute and just grabbing. So and I took some of that stuff back. I sure did. Now, normally I don't have a problem at Nordstrom's. I don't know what this lady was on. I normally don't have a problem at Nordstrom's returning things because I have an account with them and blah blah blah. But for whatever reason, this lady was giving me the hardest time. She was like wanting to put the money like back on his card and I'm like, "I don't have that card. He's not here." I mean, I had to talk to this lady for like 10 minutes to make her put the money on my card, so I don't know. But this is the thing. Even if let's say I was unsuccessful, I was successful. She did put the money where I had originally asked her to. But let's say that I was unsuccessful and she would be unwilling to do that. Well, in that case, you just get a gift card, and you have the gift card and you are able to use it at another time. Now, if you're really in a bind, I don't know what you anybody may be having anything going on. If you are really in a bind, you can sell a gift card online for 80 cents on the dollar. Okay. Now, this might be a little hood, a little ghetto, I don't know. But that's something that you can do if you're really in a bind and you need cash and you're only able to get a gift card. You can sell the gift card online. There's certain different merchants that you can, make sure you find a reputable one. But there's certain merchants who will pay for the gift card and they will give you 80 cents on the dollar. So that's just something that you can kind of keep in your back pocket if you need it. You know what I mean? If you need it. All right, y'all. I think I don't really have anything else at the moment. I want to do a couple standalone videos with another update, with two different updates. So that's all I got. Ain't got no mo. It's been really good chatting with y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me while I did my nails and folded clothes. And I think I'm about to put a mask on. Yeah, I think I'm about to put a mask on, a charcoal mask. I'm going to take off my makeup and I'm going to put on a mask. And I'll kind of like hang out a little bit longer and kind of wind down for the night. Um, I'm just trying to do as much as I can before New Year's. I know myself and I have a lot to manage on that day. I've got to like deal with my family. I've got to get my daughter where she needs to go. I need to do my makeup. I need to see about my hair. I need to, check my outfit. It's just, I have to pack. It's a lot of things that I have to do. And so I'm trying to do as much as I can beforehand because I'm like not the best with time. I'm literally not the best with time. So I think I'll just kind of continue doing a few things around here and put a mask on before I go to sleep. That is my plan. Y'all are literally the best. Y'all are like the best subscribers in the world, and I really appreciate you connecting with me and hanging out for a bit. Um, y'all, please like, share, and subscribe, and share your favorite video with a friend, or if there's a nugget of information that you think would help somebody in your life, share that video with them, okay? All right, y'all, we'll talk soon. Bye.